I can't believe Ken is in our studios.
I can't even.
You invited him.
It's the world-famous KROQ 106.7 KROQ and the Kevin and Bean Show at 6 minutes after 8 o'clock.
Here's what I can't believe. All those years ago when we met Ken, when he was on a singles party trip, which had to be over 10 years ago, right, Ken?
Yeah.
Over 10 years. Okay.
I'm sorry, hang on.
Yeah. Shocking to me that here in 2005 you still wouldn't be married, that you still would be single and still would be looking for a chick. That's the most amazing thing to me. How have you not been scooped up by so many women across America?
These women are myopic in Los Angeles. They just need to realize the Kensters out there and just give them a chance, and that's why
the Kenster. He refers to himself as the Kenster.
Kenneth the Menace, maybe. I don't know.
You're gonna be able to tell why in just a minute. But on that boat trip, when we did the singles trip, Ken came by himself that time, and he was walking around really fast on the boat as if he was looking for like he lost somebody.
Sure.
This is a little ploy to make it look like he wasn't there by himself. Mm-hmm. And Jimmy Kimmel, I think, was the one who started going, Ken! And then he would turn, and then Jimmy would turn and look and start talking to somebody else. So Ken would hear his name and start looking around, you know. And then we all start, Ken! We started just the whole boat ride. He heard his name being yelled out. He had no idea who was shouting it, and it was us. And then we started doing it on the radio for like 3 years. We would go into a commercial stop set and we'd go Ken and hit a commercial just to try and drive him crazy.
Did you ever hear any of those, Ken? Did you actually hear that on the radio?
I've been listening to your show since January 2nd, 1990. So of course I heard them, but I didn't want to be annoying and call every time, you know.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you very much.
By the way, that singles party was at the Catalina one, August 1994.
Okay, thank you.
Dude, okay, that was more than 10 years ago. All right, so the reason we have Ken back in today is not just to relive old times, is that Ken is back in our consciousness because you are, and I don't know much about the TV show Blind Date, but you are a serial dater on this show. You're on every night this week, right?
Except Monday.
Every night except Monday, okay.
All right, so starting tonight.
Right.
Starting tonight, 1 a.m., the worst time slot, Channel 13.
1 a.m. Channel 13, you can see Blind Date. At least set your recorders for it, because Ken is a master.
How do they find you, Ken?
My friend went to some club called Forbidden City, and I wasn't even there, but basically he said, hey, Blind Date was there. You know, they said, well, they want to see a picture of me. Like, well, just say you were at Forbidden City. So I said I was at Forbidden City, and they had me come down and, you know, meet them, and I guess they liked me. I was funny on the, you know, on the interview at the beginning.
Oh, sure.
And this is weird because it's kind of like you guys. It's like I first tried out for that show in '99 before it ever even aired, and they just didn't get me back then. Then I tried to get you. Then I tried like in '02 with different management, and they still didn't get me. Then I basically went down there every 3 years till they just said, you know, the heck with it, put this guy on.
How desperate is your dating situation if you're waiting for management to change so you can reapply to Blind Date?
I've had a...
Come on, Ken.
Well, I mean, if you would let me go to more of your singles events, maybe I wouldn't have needed the
Oh. No way. No possible way.
Ken, have you had any girlfriends in the last 10, 11 years? Or
No
is it just your one date Ken?
No way.
They used to call me the unidater. I've had 2 girlfriends in my entire life, and the last one ended in 1996, lasting a total of about 12 days. And the one before lasted about 3 weeks. So I've never had a girlfriend for more than 3 weeks, and they both ended it, you know. I mean,
Ken, what do you think the problem is? You've made it sound like when you came on that the girls just don't know the Kensters out there. What do you think the trouble is that they're not getting about you?
Keeping in mind that I'm about to play some clips from the Blind Date. Go ahead.
I honestly think I'm an acquired taste. I'm a little bit out there, and I'm not exactly, you know, Ethan Hawke or Brad Pitt or whatever.
Not exactly.
Not exactly.
Right.
Maybe off Brad Pitt.
Just off a little.
Brad Armpit, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. So from Blind Date, this is he and Sherry introducing themselves to the audience.
I marched to my own drummer, you know, and I think a lot of women like that, and a lot of women don't like that.
I'm going to die alone because I'm too picky.
I think my strengths are my sense of humor.
I've been in love with a few little animals I've had, a pet rat, whatnot, but, you know, not with a real person.
I want to be younger because I love kids, and I want to have at least 2.
I was kind of a nerd when I was a kid, kind of fat.
I like foreplay so much, I'll do 5-play, you know.
I was one of the top phone psychics in the United States for 6 years. That was really good.
And you like to do like speak and spell. It's like spell dog, D-O-G.
I've lowered my standards a lot, and some good things have come of that.
Okay, so these are the 2, I think on tonight's, right? Well, you don't know.
That was a rerun.
That was a rerun, okay.
That was the first one.
perfect for each other,
match
by the
made
way.
in heaven.
Perfect for each other, right?
I mean, she was in love with a rat, and she was a phone psychic, and he's Ken.
She had a hamster named Baby B, but she had a 5 head. If you see her, she like... was the
Oh,
most
don't you pick her apart in looks.
Oh,
Don't you
Come
do
on,
it.
Ken.
she looked like a gothic lost girl, you know?
She did kind of, but all right. So let's move on. This is her asking you about why she has to drive on the date and you're not driving.
Nice, but you don't drive.
Right now, no.
What happened to your car?
I kind of, I don't have any criminal record. Right now, I just don't drive.
Ken,
Honestly, why don't
what's
you
the
drive?
real
That
story?
doesn't sound like there's something else there.
I couldn't do a 3-point turn when I was 17, and I just kind of put my hands up and just... that's probably another reason why I don't get the
Wait
ladies.
a
So
minute.
you don't have it? You've never had a driver's license?
No, I passed the permit on like the 3rd try, and then I took even a school. My parents paid for a school, and I just couldn't hack it, you know. But
Wait,
I
it's
think-
not a DUI thing or anything?
No,
It's that
I've
you've
never been-
had a license?
I've never been arrested. Only thing I've had is jaywalking.
No, we're not
tickets.
asking about arrested. You've never had a license?
I've never had a driver's license ever.
Because
How'd you get here today?
The guy from Blind Date, the PR guy.
Because
he picked you up.
because you couldn't make a 3-point turn and you threw up your hands and you just said forget it forever?
No, not forever. Actually, I've been telling my homies and peeps. I think this is the year I'm going to start driving. So
How
I think
old are you?
Ken,
35.
so from 17 till now, you haven't wanted to get your license, but this is the year. 2005 is the year you're going to change all that.
I want to get married. I want to have kids. I really. I
need
mean,
to
that's
drive.
not. It's not even a joke.
Dude,
I mean, that's what I really. My
here's-
heart's telling me. You know.
Here's not a joke, and this is what my heart's telling me. Don't have kids.
Why?
Because,
The gene pool thing?
yeah.
I'm smart. I'm funny. I would never cheat. I'm urbane. I mean,
Okay, listen. This is the first thing Ken did on a date. He took her to a recording studio so that he could show off to her all the different voices that he does in front of a microphone. So basically the first date was her standing over here watching him in front of the microphone doing his funny voices.
Now, Ken, this was your idea, obviously. Did Blind Date try to talk you out of this and maybe suggest there might be something that might be more fun for the woman that you could do?
actually, this is not my idea. Blind Date, interviews you. They decide where you go. They don't tell you till you showed up. I had no idea we were going. I did not pick it. Believe me. I tried to get her to say, hey,
Really?
you want to do voice? No, you don't pick it. And another thing, this is the